Hello guys, and welcome to episode 82 of my Rome 2 Total War campaign with the Iceni tribe. This could potentially be the last of the episodes for this entire series, as we are currently on 107 settlements out of 110. We've reached the raise or sack limit of 50 settlements, so only 3 more settlements to take and we meet the military victory conditions, which is really awesome. So anyway, the Hunters of Cassidius last turn managed to help the Blaze of Cadros take over Pergamon, which was awesome. Unfortunately, I don't have the money in order to upgrade Pergamon or sort it out or anything, but that's not really my concern at the moment. Instead, I'm going to send the Hunters of Cassidius a bit further on and see if we can get close to the Terror of Phobos, or at least stop them from getting out the way and hiding somewhere. Otherwise they might come back and attack Pergamon while I've got my troops elsewhere. I think that's unlikely to happen, mainly due to the fact that if I've only got 3 settlements left to capture, then it's likely that the army will still be there. And that's why I've just decided to send the Hunters of Cassidius actually towards Pessinus instead. The Horns of Camillus, though, are in range really to get very close to Pessinus, so we are going to move them on and get them into range to attack that next turn. So that's 1 settlement there. We've got these 2 settlements that we just took over, but it's likely that I'll be able to take Antioch next turn with the Consuls from Oregon. Looks like their defense has moved on, and from here I can probably attack Hurrah in the same turn. Yep, I can. So that's 1, 2, and 3 settlements next turn that we are going to be able to capture. That's really awesome. Okay, so Gabala, the army's made it pretty happy here, and with the new edict we can move on, finish off the Scions of Sinope. We're going to just auto-resolve this with an aggressive stance. Destroy that army so it doesn't annoy us with raiding or whatever. Then we can get the spear runners to continue towards the Parthians. So we'll make sure that we increase his skills. So we'll go with the Dread perk there. And if I can, I will stick him into Forced March stance and get him even closer to Gazica. Brilliant. So that's working out nicely. And finally, Swords of Power. We'll just move them back up to here, although I probably won't actually get to use them in this campaign. And, well, even though they got into the province because they used Forced March stance, I can't recruit this turn anyway. I don't have the money to, so it doesn't really make a difference. And that is it. Sinopes not very happy, or Bithynia, Pontus, the whole province isn't very happy at all. Hopefully that will change, or at least stay neutral. I might just have to use the Hunters of Cassidius to make sure that stays neutral, because it's only 2 public order from actually rebelling there. Let's quickly go through the event messages before moving on to the next turn, and probably the last turn. Got a sabotage attempt, encourage populace, don't need to worry about that. Disruption attempts, faction destroyed, the Blemiers finally out of our world. We've got trait gained, settlement captured, settlement raised. Trait gained, household expands. Have a look what's going on here. Heroic veteran. That's currently in place of Dried Heart. Now this is Coriolos. He's likely got a lot of sword armed units, so let's go ahead and replace that. We'll make heroic nobles extremely powerful. Settlement captured, settlement raised, trait gained, settlement captured, settlement raised, path blocked, path blocked. Okay, that's all. Brilliant. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and click the end turn button. And we're being attacked by Pergamon, the Terror of Phobos. well, they decided it would be a good idea to try and retake Pergamon. And, well, they have quite an uphill battle going on here. My units of heroic nobles are still pretty well replenished. And we've got also my reinforcing army. We can pretty much just run down the majority of these slingers with my chariots and the riders. It's only going to be these mercenary veteran hoplites that I have to take care of, so this should be a very simple battle. I'm not going to fight it on the battle map anyway, we're just going to auto-resolve it so that we don't waste any time. And we're going to go with an aggressive stance there, and that should kill off the army entirely. So decisive victory. Of course, we barely lost any men, 177. The garrison army actually died, only because they didn't have many men at all. So the military traditions of the Blades of Belletu has increased. We've got one of our hidden agents being exposed, a couple of them actually. Pusa has died. Wow, she served me well. She trained one of my armies up to a very high unit rank. We've got a military sabotage and a mission issued. I haven't had a mission in ages, but they're asking me to recruit a champion. I guess I haven't been using very many champions. Papusa was my only one. Anyway, over here we can use the Horns of Camillus to attack Pessinus. This is of course just a garrison army. We're going to go ahead with an auto-resolve and finish that with an aggressive stance. Brilliant. Just going to occupy it. We don't need to raise anything anymore or sack. And we're going to sort out the culture, the buildings. Actually going to dismantle that one. Going to sort out these sacred enclosures here and repair the Hellenistic hamlet. We actually need to sort out Pergamon. Actually, that's what I just did. Never mind. And let's quickly go through the armies first this time. The Iron Winds, can you take side? No, you can't because there's an army in the way. That's a shame. Seekers of Leonis can just continue down the Red Sea. We've got the Woad Warriors sitting in Tyros. Going to put them into a normal stance and see how far they can get. We're actually going to bring them up just outside of range of Antioch, because I think the happiness will be just fine here. Yes, it will. The consorts of Morrigan are ready to attack Antioch after the hero tried to mess with our army, but I'm going to leave that as it is for now. We've got Braggs's Vanquishers here. The Mists of Doom can hit Dura, so we're going to do that. See if they have an army defending. Oh, they do. Interesting. Okay, so let's wait a bit for them, see what other opportunities we have. Samosata, the army here, Swords of Power, is in range to attack Tarsus. We got the Blades of Belletu though, increasing their military traditions. We're going to go with formidable fighters there. Hunters of Cassidius can of course come round and move up past Peneus. The Noble Stags at Samosata probably head down and hit Edessa, or they can hit Tushba. Need to sort out the happiness here though, and the settlement really. Not too concerned. I'm just going to move the army of Samosata to attack Tarsus. And this will give us a nice siege to continue. And we can also attack Antioch with the consorts of Morrigan. Well, this is actually going to be quite a hard battle, so I'll leave that one till last. And we will start with the Siege of Tarsus. So we do have a lot of Britain ballistas, and this is of course a garrison army, so I might actually just go ahead with an auto-resolve and finish this one off. Tarsus is ours. And we'll finish the campaign with the beautiful siege of Antioch. Going to occupy that there. Going to worry about changing any of the buildings. Let's get the consorts of Morrigan attacking Antioch for probably a quite significant battle in this campaign. Possibly the last that I'll ever have to do. We have 109 settlements out of 110. And with the conquest of Antioch, it will give us global victory, which is really, really awesome, and I can't wait. I don't have any siege equipment, so I am going to have to make use of the ladders, which could cause bugging, which may cause me to lose the battle. We'll have to wait and see. Let's go ahead and fight this one on the battle map. The consorts of Morrigan, a quite old army that is going to be used to finish the campaign. So Antioch, a really nice city here, going to be sieged. Really nice sort of environment around it. But let's have a look for our strategic points to climb the wall. We don't want to be in the range of too many towers at the same time. So I'm looking at this wall here, which is actually not covered by many towers at all. So that's where we're going to move the army over to. We'll keep the levy freemen on the ladders, because if they do get attacked by towers, at least that's not going to matter too much. We'll get the skirmishers here as well. And what I'll likely try and do, get the levy freemen on the wall, capture the gates, run the rest through. I think that'll probably be the best move. So I'm going to move my chosen swords over here with my sword band and the spear band. And of course the Britain skirmishers and the general. And then the levy freemen can climb up and sort the rest of the stuff out. So let's go ahead and get the ladders to the walls.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Going to spread them out a bit more actually. Just so that they don't bug out too much. Brilliant. So we are going to be climbing the walls up towards slingers. I'm going to have to be careful that those slingers don't do too much damage to my levy freemen as they advance towards the walls. We are going to fast forward it so that the ladders hurry up. But it looks like we might be able to slaughter a lot of these men if they keep messing about. We're going to be attacked an awful lot, but hopefully the ladders themselves will block a lot of the shots, and it looks like that's what's actually happening. As soon as we get the levy freemen to the actual walls though, and we get the levy freemen on the walls, these slingers will probably be slaughtered. I'm going to have to be careful. Of course, levy freemen aren't the best troops, but they are good enough to push up ladders, which is fine by me. But nearly there. One of my units taking quite a lot of casualties. Okay, go on men, up you go. Hopefully, they won't just get killed. Jumping in here. Engaging the slingers. The ladder's on fire here, which isn't good at all. That's mainly due to this tower. And my levy freemen not actually doing too well on top of this wall.
The men are wavering.
Unless I can make some of their eastern slingers rout. We will have to see. Okay, not sure what's quite happening here. Lagging a lot, for sure. And it's not my lagging on my part either, it's like the game is lagging. Because my camera's fine, as you can see, the FPS is still 30. But due to the ladders being crazy, causing some weird game lag. Like I say though, The FPS is still 30. It's probably due to this ladder. The fact that they're climbing a burning ladder might be breaking the game a bit. Levy Freeman doing well here now though. Now that they've got a foothold on the wall. Starting to slaughter these slinger units. Slinger units actually routing. That's really, really good. Because it means that my Levy Freeman has successfully captured the walls for themselves. I think what is really causing that lag is this burning ladder. Which is a bit of a shame. I didn't want my last battle to be like this. Here we've got the reinforcing troops, I think, from the sea trying to get in the front gates here after landing over here. The fleet that's landed. And I think they ran around here and they're now going in this gate. Now what I need to try and do is capture the gate for myself. So I'm going to tell my Levy Freeman to run across the wall and try and kill these slingers standing on top of the gate. And actually, if we can capture the gate, that'd be really good to stop them from moving through it. Because this is a gatehouse with oil. If they do try and move through it when we've got it captured, that will do a lot of damage to the enemy. But still, lagging a lot. I think it's this ladder that's causing it, which is really annoying. Still got a couple of men standing on top. Maybe once they get off, it will sort itself out. Because like I say, I'm still running 30 FPS. But the game is lagging. It's really strange. There we go. Yeah, I thought it was the ladder. The fact that we were climbing the ladder was really causing my game to lag, which is really annoying. Anyway, let's get the army on the walls to go and help out. Still got our Levy Freeman up here. So we're going to keep pushing onto these archers and slingers and so on. We don't want them to be standing in range of this arrow tower for too long, otherwise we will start to lose more men than we need. You know, close combat fighting up on this wall here. Occasionally it's lagging. I think it's because of the AI pathing, of course. As usual, we are taking a lot of damage from these peltasts though. This is a general unit as well, so they're going to be very accurate. And that is going to start slaughtering my men if I don't kill off these archers quick enough.
Levy Freeman!
Now, if I do lose my Levy Freeman, I will just bring over my chosen swordman and climb the wall. But I didn't want to straight away, mainly due to the fact that I might not be able to use the chosen sword band if I put them on the walls, if they like bug out or something. Anyway, here these units on the ground, I'm going to charge them in the back with my sword band. My 13 men unit of Levy Freeman has routed, which is fair enough if you ask me. They're getting slaughtered here because of the attacks from these peltasts in the side. Really doing a lot of damage. We are still killing off a lot of these eastern slingers, but who said it was going to be easy? It's the trouble with not having ballistas. Normally I just blow a hole in the wall and then run through. But at least we're not lagging too bad anymore after getting off that bloody ladder. So catching up with the enemy's skirmishing troops here with the sword band. And what I'm hoping really is that the enemy runs out of missiles before they kill off all of my Levy Freeman. Make sure the men continue pushing into the enemy so they get as many kills as possible.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
So it managed to kill off the skirmishing units here. We'll make sure that we chase them down, probably with my general. And now it looks like I'm going to have to put my chosen sword band on the wall.
Levy Freeman!
And Levy Freeman have pretty much been utterly destroyed.
This is a shameful display.
So I'm going to get my chosen sword band towards these 3 ladders here. We're not going to climb the burning one again. Otherwise the same sort of lag might occur. But we've hurt and destroyed a lot of slinger units and so on. And they've likely used up the majority of their ammo now. Get the spear band to move a bit closer to the gate so we're ready to run through. And it might be worth actually moving up the skirmishers, try and kill off some of these men on the walls. Maybe should have done that a bit sooner, but I wanted to save the skirmishers' ammunition for until we'd actually got into the settlement so that they could do more damage in the square. But at the moment I think we're doing really well.
An entire unit has perished.
Of course my Levy Freeman units are going to be entirely destroyed inside the enemy settlement.
Britons! Chosen swords!
Get these units in front of the 3 ladders that I want them to use. Get the skirmishers close enough to actually fire it onto the walls. And then I'll put them into quick reload and we'll see how many men we can actually kill. Hopefully they're in range. Yep, looks like they are. It is actually doing quite a lot of damage. A few of the missiles getting through. And that's actually disbanding quite a lot of the units on the walls, which is really good. Should have probably done this a bit sooner. Never mind. All of the ones that are missing are actually flying all the way over, nearly hitting these peltasts at the back. Pretty interesting. Get them onto quick reload. Make sure that we kill as many men as possible with those.
Chosen swords! Chosen swords!
Get the chosen sword band up the ladders now.
Skirmishes!
Look at all of the javelins hitting the walls. Okay, we're going to stop now, and I'm going to move them back, just so we can save a bit of ammunition. Fortunately, it looks like some men are deciding to climb up this ladder. Nothing much I can do about it, probably just going to cause a lot of bloody lag again. Any men that run into these chosen sword band now, though, are just going to get slaughtered. See, that guy just got stabbed in the throat. There is a lot of peltasts on this wall. Maybe if they start engaging my swordsmen, I can move up the men and engage them a bit better. But it looks like we're going to end up crushing these peltast units because we've got some sword band moving up this ladder. So, routed the majority of the men on the wall now, since we've started engaging them. And luckily the ladder's not lagging the game. Maybe it was just something to do with the amount of men that were on the walls.
We hunger for blood and battle!
Proud sons of Britain! Chosen swords!
Get these chosen sword band to continue pushing towards peltasts at the gate.
An entire unit has perished.
And these men can actually get off the wall.
Sons of the oak!
Chosen swords! Warriors, move out!
These ones should be good enough to just slaughter these peltasts.
Ancestors, honor us!
But it is, of course, causing a lot of lag. Oh, looks like the peltasts on the gate are coming to engage me. Hand-to-hand combat. Well, that works for me, because the Chosen Swordband are of course going to win, and it means that we're not going to be attacked in the side anymore. Getting these men off the walls is probably the best idea, because then I can just run them behind this gate and capture it manually. I think this is the majority of their army though. It's a lot of peltasts. I'm not entirely sure. We still have certainly enough men left to win this battle, even if they do have a sizable force in the centre square, because as soon as I open the gates I can just run the spear band through. We've still got a couple of units of sword band as well. I think it's more than enough. Let's get the men to move into better positions now. Start to actually capture the gate. Get the men on the walls to push onto these peltasts before they get killed too much by the arrow tower. And there we go, they're routing. So, going to move them on top of the walls. And we can capture this gate for ourselves. It's a shame that it is lagging so much. Again, like I say, I'm still on 30 FPS, it's just that the actual units are like glitching out. Such a shame. The gatehouse should stop shooting at us soon. Start shooting at the enemy. If they try and run out of the gates, I can just get my general to go and hunt them down. It looks like it's nearly ours, so let's move up the units in preparation to move through.
Swordman! An entire unit has perished.
Get the skirmishers up as well. Bravo. Captured the gate, and now it's going to end up firing at the enemy. Really, really good. I'm just going to keep that sword band unit up there just in case they sneakily try and capture it back. But I think we now have enough men to move on to the centre square. Now this is something that I was a little bit worried about. Royal peltasts, very, very strong infantry unit there. But hopefully we can overwhelm them with our numbers. Spears inside, get the swords inside. I will likely send the swords or something down the side here. We can hit them from the back then. And I'll get the skirmishers that have some ammunition to fire it onto the royal peltasts to weaken them a bit. So we're just going to get the majority of the men through the gate now. And hopefully what won't happen is the enemy will try and run through the gate, set off the oil and kill half my men. I can actually imagine that happening. Unfortunately it looks like the majority of the men who are trying to flee are getting slaughtered, and I've already got the majority of my army through anyway. We'll actually wait this unit just in case the oil does come down. Yeah, see, there we go, the oil's come down there. And if my army was moving through when that triggered, I would have lost a lot of men unnecessarily, which actually would have been so stupid for my last battle of the game. Right, let's get these sword band units to move around the side. The chosen sword band can move ahead. With the spear band behind. We'll get the Britain skirmishers to move up. And if they're in range, they can throw their javelins at the royal peltasts. These skirmishers that have used up all their ammunition can just stay at the back, and I'm going to have to keep my riders further forward so we can use this walk around their royal peltasts to make them a little less efficient at killing our men. And basically that will just reduce their morale, which means they won't fight as long. And because the majority of that army is already routed completely anyway, you might be lucky. Oh dear me, there is another unit of royal peltasts here as well. 2 units of Royal Peltas we got to deal with. That's really unfortunate.
Chosen swords!
Still got Chosen Swordsmen. If we can capture this tower, it might help us out a little bit as well.
Sons of Britain!
That's what I'm planning to do here with these infantry. The only thing is, when we're engaging in this square here, this gatehouse might be an issue. So I might engage with 2 units and send one to capture the gatehouse. Then the gatehouse can help us kill off some of these Royal Peltas, because I am actually seriously scared about engaging them at the moment.
For the mother!
Gonna get these Britain skirmishers up. I'm gonna toggle their skirmish mode off, just so that we can waste the last few bits of ammunition onto this Royal Peltas unit.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Well, that was it. 1 volley. That's all they had left in them. One of the Britain skirmishers does have an entire volley left.
We have captured a tower.
It looks like they want to engage me now. Okay, well that's fine with me. We'll push forwards. We'll go with Headhunt and Frenzy. And that should kill off the Royal Peltas very quickly. Headhunt is ridiculously powerful. It basically increases their attack, so they do a lot of damage. But then also reduces their defense at the same time. So they might die quicker, but they're a lot more effective against an elite unit such as Royal Peltas. So that's why we're actually doing quite well here. Now I'm going to War Cry the Royal Peltas. Hopefully that'll help out a little bit. And it might be worth just bulking this attack up with the Spear Band. Right, now let's move over these Sword Band. As you can see, one of the units is being attacked by the Gatehouse, like I suspected. So we'll try and capture the Gatehouse there. The Royal Peltas are starting to suffer a little bit of morale loss. And as long as we don't lose too many Chosen Sword Band in the process, that'll be a great victory for us there if we manage to kill off that unit. So, going to charge forwards into one of the units, into this Levy Pikeman with the Sword Band. Meanwhile, this unit can capture the Gatehouse. It'd be more than worth it. So it's lucky that the Royal Peltas are engaging on their own. Make sure that we continue pushing against them, because we don't want them just holding their line forever. If we get War Cry back in 30 seconds, we can use it again. On this side, the Royal Peltas are probably going to destroy my Sword Band. So I'm going to put the Sword Band into Frenzy. We really need to break through here, because at the moment what's happening is we're being cut off from our army.
Back! Live to fight another day!
So what I did there is I just moved the army forwards a little bit so that we could kill off their men. Over here, the Sword Band, although they're in Frenzy, are not going to last very long if I'm not careful. We're going to get my general probably to charge into the back of these men. They are holding out quite well, considering the circumstances. But if I can engage these Eastern Spearmen, then that should be okay. Right, anyway, here we've got Heroic Riders charging into the back of this unit. That'll hopefully crush their morale completely here. Yep, that's done its job very, very well. We're going to War Cry the General Royal Peltas unit. And that seems to have broken them. Thank God for Heroic Riders. The sword band did incredibly well to hold out against that. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Thankfully as well, the turrets are helping us out, the arrow tower and the gates, of course. So we're going to make sure that we kill the general. Sword band can also chase down some units. That was a costly victory. And we're going to end the battle there. So 1,361 losses for us, mainly because we lost all those level 3 units, but 2,408 for them. I think we did really, really well there. And there we have it. Finishing off with a Pyrrhic victory puts us in the range of the victory conditions. We're going to occupy Antioch. Consuls of Morrigan are rank 6. Increase in rank for Rabalos. And that is job done. Victory conditions are complete. Now I guess all we have to do now is click the end turn button and we win the campaign entirely. So we're going to upgrade the Grand Camp following there, and we are going to give him the warrior trait. And there we go. So one thing I've noticed is that actually we've managed to join North and South here at Antioch and Samosata, which is really awesome. If we quickly go into the strategic overview, you can see that we finally managed to sweep round over Turkey and from under Turkey and join up in the middle here, which is really awesome. And if I were to continue this campaign, we'd obviously head a bit further east. But anyway, let's just quickly go over the rest of my military forces, just so that none of them suicide or do anything silly, because I know that I've got a lot of them near other settlements. So we just check that they haven't got any move orders. This one. It's planning to fast move towards Gazica. That's not a good idea. Okay. We could attack Gazica this turn, but I think I'm actually going to retreat him back towards Gabala, just so that we can complete the campaign as quickly as possible. None of the other ones, I think, have any movements to make. So that's about it. Let's go ahead and finish this campaign. You don't really need to worry about the unassigned skill, so let's just accept that and continue.
My lord is willing to lay down the sword. It is not often that he is moved to mercy.
Well, in a last-ditch effort, just as the campaign is finishing, Parthia is offering me 16,000 for a peace treaty, and for once, I'm going to accept. And well, by the looks of things, we're being attacked by the Seleucids here. The Mist of Doom could probably easily destroy all of these armies, but I'm going to go ahead and retreat, and we will fight that another day.
My honorable master would have me talk of gold. A lamp sum would ensure his good opinion.
Plenty of diplomacy stopping me from getting to the end of the campaign. This time a non-aggression pact offer from the Axum. Another thing that I'm going to accept.
Are ye honest warriors who will come to a brother's aid? Will you send your spears against these enemies?
So, the Odrysian Kingdom now wants me to join in war against Rhodos? Okay, why not? And it looks like finally we've reached the end of the campaign. The game seems to have broken. And job done. I think there was supposed to be a cinematic there, but it didn't quite work. It just sort of broke my game for a little bit. That was pretty unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure that it's nothing special. I have done a Spartan campaign in the background, and that wasn't very good, the cinematic, so don't worry, you're probably not missing much. But there we go, guys. The end of the campaign. absolutely brilliant. 131 turns that took us, and we are holding 110 settlements. So that's nearly a settlement a turn. That's actually pretty amazing. We only lost 6 settlements in the whole of the campaign, and I don't think we lost many battles either. We destroyed 39 factions. We got a total income of 2,861,113. Our current military forces is 15. We had a total of 18 armies, so it doesn't look like we actually had many armies get killed at all. So most of the armies that I made have survived since their creation, which is pretty awesome. We've got total battles fought 286, and does it say how many losses we have? 7. Okay, so we fought 286 battles and we lost 7 of them. I don't even know how much percentage that is, but that is actually ridiculous. So really good job there. Then total agents recruited was 21 throughout the campaign. And if you want to look at any of the other stats, please feel free to go ahead and pause. Now I really hope that you've enjoyed this campaign, guys. I certainly have. And it's been something that I've wanted to finish for a while, but I've also not wanted to finish because I've been enjoying it so much. But after this, I'll be going on to Caesar in Gaul. So if you haven't started watching that yet, then please go ahead and do so. I will be continuing that until its conclusion. Either way, it's time for the Iceni to stop rampaging the world and their empire to fall apart. So, thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I've absolutely loved it, and I hope you have too. So, I hope to see you in the next series, guys. Goodbye.